What's up, Niner fam? We got a lot to get into. Welcome to Niner News. I'm JT Magnum, and let's get right into it. Vernon Davis traded. I already talked about that a little bit in the last video, but he had some comments today about the 49ers. He wasn't really... A lot of people are all, going crazy about it on Twitter. I see a lot of people freaking out, saying that Vernon Davis is taking shots. I personally don't think he's taking shots. I don't think he's that type of player. I don't think he's that type of person. What I think he's saying is the 49ers as a team have not done well this year. Therefore, his stats are down and everybody's stats are down. And when you're not doing well as a team, obviously stats are going to be down. That's the reason usually people aren't doing well. So that's what he was basically saying. He's saying that, the team as a whole wasn't doing well. Therefore, he wasn't doing well. People are just taking it way out of context. People, I think, are just running a little too far with it. You know how people like to do? They like to just say, oh, well, maybe you should try harder. Maybe you should this and that. But just leave it alone. Vernon Davis is a good player. I wish you the best, dude. I hope Vernon Davis thrives under Peyton Manning. I hope he does well. Even wins the Super Bowl if he's lucky enough. But moving on, they signed Pierre Thomas. The 49ers did. Signed Sean Drones. I hope that's what his name is. I don't even care because I could care less about who he is. I hope he's not active. I hope he's not playing because I don't know who the heck he is. And I could care less about what he can do. Pierre Thomas is an okay signing. He can catch the ball in the backfield. But the only thing I can remember about Pierre Thomas is when Dante Whitner absolutely lit him up in that playoff game against the Saints. And he's another guy that always gets hurt. Why are we signing another guy that gets hurt? We already had Reggie Bush. He got hurt every game he played. And now Pierre Thomas, another guy who has problems with concussions and other things like that, he's going to come on the team. And what's going to happen? He's going to get hit. He's going to have another concussion. He's basically coming onto the team to collect a paycheck, to get hurt, and then collect more paychecks and then get released again. It doesn't make any sense to me. I think they should have signed somebody else or just let Jared Hayne play. I know he's a rookie. I know he's going to make mistakes, but let the guy play. I mean, you're letting everybody else, take some, get some opportunities here and there. Why can't Hayne have the opportunity? Is he that bad in practice? Is he doing something that wrong that you got to sign somebody named Sean Drones to do it? So hopefully Kendall Gaskins can step up since he's obviously the main guy right now. Literally went from practice squad to main guy because of all the injuries that have happened to the 49ers. So hopefully I wish him well. I hope he does well. But the main story I want to talk about, everybody knows this, Colin Kaepernick was benched. And I'm a little happy about it. I'm sad for Colin Kaepernick because I really do like Colin Kaepernick. I thought he was a great quarterback. I thought he was going to be really great for the 49ers. When he came onto the scene in 2012, he was just lighting it up. He beat the Patriots in New England. He was just on fire. The dude could just play. He even played well in that 2013 NFC Championship game despite the stupid interceptions that he threw. He ran for 130 yards in that game. He single-handedly kept the 49ers in that game, minus some questionable calls by the refs, aka the punt, the punt where they hit the guy's foot, the punter's plant foot. It should have been called, but they didn't. They were all Bowman getting hurt. They didn't call the fumble, and just play after play after play, calling offsides. Niners weren't. Russell Wilson didn't get called for a play that he threw the ball away. It should have been what they called the 49ers for one. Things like that. But we won't get into that because that's past. Anyways, he gets benched. He played his heart out in that 2013 game. Unfortunately, that was his last playoff game. But his play fell off. And I don't know why. I don't know for what reason. Like I said, I think he just lost his confidence. I think the coaching staff didn't do him well by putting him in horrible positions to play, calling horrible play calls, just not providing him with an offense and weapons they provide him with some weapons, but they provide him with the wrong place to use them. You know what I mean? So that's what I think happened with Colin Kaepernick, and he just lost all kind of confidence with that offensive line. He looks scared out there, doesn't know how to get rid of the ball, can't read his progressions right now. He's just not doing well, and he deservedly needs to get benched, and that's why he's benched. And insert Blaine Gabbert, and people are giving this guy a raw deal because he played already, and he didn't do so well in Jacksonville. But you got to remember, he played in Jacksonville. He played for sorry teams while in 2011, while the 49ers were a good team from 2011 through 2013. where Gabbert came from Jacksonville, they were horrible during those years. Like Blaine Gabbert is not that bad of a quarterback. If you really check him out, remember he had no wide receivers. Let me tell you, 2011 he had Mike Thomas, Jason Hill, Cecil Shorts, who was pretty much a rookie, and Mike Sims Walker. And then the next year, Justin Blackmon, Cecil Shorts, Mike Thomas. Like, these aren't guys that are going to blow your mind as wide receivers. They're not amazing, and Justin Blackmon was a rookie, by the way, that year. And he got hurt. He had surgery at the end of that year, 2012. That was when the 49ers went to the Super Bowl. But, come on. Like, you got to give him the benefit of the doubt playing on a horrible team. I'm not saying the Niners are good right now, because obviously we have our share of problems at the moment. And unfortunately for Gabbert, here he is basically on another bad team. But the difference between, I think, us is our talent level is a lot higher than Jacksonville's was. And I just believe the coaching staff is just doing us wrong. And I've been saying that all year long. I think this talent level is pretty good. I think the players that we do have, have good talent. I just think they're not being placed in the right places, and they're not being put in the right positions to succeed. And hopefully Gabbert will instill something in the offense to get us going, to get some kind of spark to this offense. That's what we need. The Niners need a spark, and I think Gabbert will provide it. And remember, Gabbert's not a small dude either. I know Colin Kaepernick's like a physical specimen, but Gabbert's not a small dude. Here's another dude he's diesel. He's a big dude. He's 6'4", he's 235, and he's muscle. He's straight muscle. The dude has a cannon for an arm as well. His deep throw accuracy, but it's probably better than Colin Kaepernick's. His pocket presence is definitely better than Colin Kaepernick's, and he'll be able to get the ball out quicker. That's the one thing he said he learned, being on the bench for so many years, and he's learned a lot since he obviously came in the league. He's only been in the league 5 years, same amount as Colin Kaepernick, and he said he picked up a lot of things, and he's learned a lot of things. He's learned how to prepare much better, and he's obviously become a professional. When you're a rookie coming in, you're basically cocky. You're a first-round draft pick. You think you got it all figured out. He didn't, and he understood that, and he's learning, and I think he's going to be a better pocket quarterback than Colin Kaepernick is, and hopefully I'm right. You guys can chastise me all you want later. If I'm wrong, I'll be sure to eat it. I'll be sure to admit it. I'll make a video admitting I was wrong. I've done it before. I told people to relax this year when I thought the Niners were going to do well. Relax, they're going to be fine. They're 2-6. I had to eat crow. I've had to admit my mistake, admit my issue, even though I still think the 49ers have a high talent level. I had to admit that I was wrong. So I'll be willing to admit it, but I think Blaine Gabbert will do way better than Colin Kaepernick has this year. I mean, we're 2-6. Hopefully, provides a spark. We're still not, technically much out of the playoff yet, but some victories could maybe help us. But I don't know. We'll see. But hopefully, he provides a spark. And another thing about Blaine Gabbert. Colin Kaepernick, I believe, ran a 4.5 40 in the combine. Blaine Gabbert ran a 4.6 40. I just want to let you know that. He is just as fast as Colin Kaepernick. Now, he might not be explosive like Colin Kaepernick. Like, don't expect the guy to run a 90-yard touchdown. That's something that you see with Colin Kaepernick, that hit a dynamic that he possesses. But Blaine Gabbert can get out of there when he needs to. He'll know when to run. He'll know when to get out of there. And he can fly just as fast as Colin Kaepernick. So he can pick up some ground. And I like that. So we'll see what happens, but let's wish him the best. You gotta support the team. You gotta support who's playing. And right now, Gabbert's our man. So let's see if he gets the ball into Torrey Smith's hands, starts to utilize those weapons, and see what happens. All right. So let me know what you think in the comment section about everything we talked about today, and let me know what you think, especially about Gabbert. I want to hear you guys' opinions on Gabbert. Like I said, I think he was on a bad Jacksonville Jaguars team. Not to say that our team is better, but I think our team is better than that Jacksonville Jaguars teams that he was on. So we'll see. All right, let me know in the comment section what you think. We'll get back to you next week, hopefully with a 49er victory over the Falcons. That'd be really nice to beat the Falcons. That'd be nice. They're struggling, so let's see what happens. All right, peace out, guys.